So have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone's doing well, winning life. First and foremost, you know the deal. Smash that like button. If you haven't smashed it already, hit the subscribe button as well. We've got the notification bell ding dong. So have it right so you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership, which is pinned at the top of the live chat and down below. And as always, we got Eunice Talks Football's channel, which is in the title. Enzo Maresca Scapegoated. PR Happy Meals masking poor results, flip-flops flying about everywhere. So have it right. But before we get into landing the damn minerals, Happy New Year to everyone. Let's have it right. We're coming with a banger. We got Eunice on. Happy New Year to you, Eunice, and to everyone, all my ultras in the chat. Chelsea old boy, we see things he'll never see. Long live him, and no surrender mentality. Let's have it right.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, same to you. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good one. Happy New Year to everyone watching. Hope all of you are well. Hope you had a good New Year's last night. And yeah, wishing you all loads of health and blessings and prosperity and good things in 2025 to every one of you. So for you and your families. So yeah, big up to all of you. And yeah, hope you had a good one. And yeah, PR Central now, isn't it? Welcome to the transfer window. This happens every year. Oh, well, every window anyway. So yeah, this is going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. We'll get it kicked off straight away. Salute to Carefree Minerals, become a Minerals FC Ultra member for 9 months. Love to you, my geez, and thank you for support, all your support on the channel. He says, big up Johnny and Eunice. Happy New Year to you both. The realest Chelsea supporters on YouTube. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Keep landing minerals. No surrender. Let's have it right. Big up to you, my geezer. Love. And we're definitely never gonna disappoint, as we never do when we collaborate on the channel, and we just say it as it is. So obviously we haven't spoken, Eunice, since our last stream we did was when we'd drawn to Everton and lost to Fulham. And now we're having a stream where we've lost to Ipswich away, gifted them 5 days after Christmas gifts were given out. We've gifted them 3 points, losing 2-0 to them when they haven't won at their ground in the Premier League for 22 years. That's a fact. So
the last time they won a Premier League game at home, I think, was against us. Like 2002, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was, because our record there is absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking.
The old times and the new times.
Facts. So, listen, it's unacceptable. End of. There's no excuses. We're getting the excuses right now from Enzo Maresca that the players are tired.
Yeah. I heard that and I was like, nah, come on. Because we rotate enough because of Conference League, so that's one thing. But I understand players might actually be tired, but that's not exclusive just for Chelsea. That's everybody. Everyone's tired. If they are tired, everyone's tired, because there's a lot of games being played. There's a lot of teams complaining about their squad depth. They can't dip into the bench. They can't do all of that, much like we can do, at least on some sort of a level. So there's no excuse. And plus, Ipswich had one less day rest than us. That's not an excuse. It's really not. For this game, it's not an excuse. I'll agree that, yeah, there are tired legs, but there's tired legs for Ipswich.
Yeah.
So, nah.
They played a tough game at Arsenal. Lost that, granted. But they Arsenal could only put one past them. So the defence was pretty decent against Arsenal. Loads of Chelsea supporters trolling Arsenal. I'm all for it, to be honest, but you could only beat them 1-0. Well, we couldn't even beat them at their ground. It's unacceptable. There's no excuse. We got enough quality in the team, but the key for me was, and I said on my preview, Eunice, that it's a massive risk to make too many changes, irrespective. And Enzo Maresca did that, and he played players that, if you look at the players he did pick, specifically Nkunku and Felix, they haven't had Premier League minutes, not enough of it. And
True.
he also came out, Enzo Maresca, and he said, oh, Nkunku's not a number 9. So why are you replacing Jackson with Nkunku, who's not a number 9? Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, and we've got Gu on the bench. If we, if you're gonna try and change it up and give an opportunity to someone, it's best to be to an actual striker. And Gu, what he's shown so far, at least is something that you can, give yourself some sort of a chance. And Nkunku up top just doesn't fit, and it doesn't fit just because he doesn't suit what needs to be done in specifically with the style of play that Maresca brings to the table. You have to be pressing aggressively. He just doesn't press. He just doesn't. And you can't. You need to start from the front. And Nkunku just doesn't do it. Nkunku needs the ball to come to his feet, and then he'll do something for you. But if he's not getting the ball to his feet, he's not doing anything. And that's the problem. So Nkunku up top isn't it. But you're right. If he's not a striker, then why are you sticking him up there? And it's funny because in this game, I said this in my review, all the changes that were made were basically subs that everyone was talking about that should have been made against Fulham. The players that were replaced, everyone that was brought on, all the players that everyone, that's not everyone, but many fans wanted to see. And look how it turned out. We got the same result. We lost. So, it's not about just, change the entire team or whatnot. No, it's not that. But what needed to be done, and I agree with you, I would have gone with basically near enough the same starting 11 that lost to Fulham in the first place. But it's about managing the subs. Do it a little earlier. Be proactive and change what you got to change. Don't leave it too late. That's where maybe a little bit of impact can come. But to just change a lot like that, yeah. And, another thing was you stick someone like Disasi at right back, who, I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned, and the chat can let us know it, I think he's finished. I would terminate his contract now if I had the chance, honestly, because he's just. How did he make it to this level is my question. But you're sticking him at right back. Reece James isn't fit. So I'm not going to buy the whole argument of there's 3 right backs on the bench. Reece James isn't fit. Gusto has been having stinkers, I agree. But I'd rather him than Disasi at right back. I'd just tell him not to invert because he just can't do it. I'd just tell him to stick as a traditional fullback and he might be able to do that. Or you can give the chance to Josh Achiempong. I'd rather him than Disasi at right back. So there's those things that you can look at Maresca for. But changing the whole thing in that way and then playing players out of their position, yeah, that's on him for sure.
Yeah. Your Wi-Fi keeps freezing all the time. I don't know why, but
really?
I don't know why. But I agree with all that. Nkunku, clearly his head's gone. Like he showed that in another game he came on. Was it against Fulham? He just doesn't look like he wants to be there. He probably feels disrespected. He's come out previously, not long ago. I think when it was in pre-season, I think, and he said, "I'm not a striker, and I don't really like to play on the flanks." Because everyone was saying play him on the left or the right.
Play him on the left, I remember.
Yeah. He says, I prefer to play with a striker, but that means you're playing a number 10. Where I don't think he's good enough to play number 10, and he has to fit a certain system. Well, you got Palmer. Exactly. You're not getting over Palmer. Even Felix is a 10, and he can't get in because Palmer's there.
Exactly.
So Enzo Maresca put Felix on the left, but Enzo Maresca's way of playing, he likes his wingers to go to the byline. Well, Felix ain't that player. He's never been that player. So why are we playing Felix there, who ultimately is out of position, and you're playing Nkunku out of position in a must-win game against a team that's really in the gutter? Like, they're crazy decisions, which leads me to, I feel like Enzo Maresca's been ordered, to play these players to keep a certain amount of players happy because there's no Conference League to play right now. So he can't play them midweek in the Conference League. He's just got Premier League games in the Christmas period. So he's got no choice. And you have to rotate players in the Christmas period. Like every club that challenges to some sort of extent, or even if you're not, you have to rotate because you'll likely get injuries, suspensions and whatnot. So I get why he's done it, but at the same time, I don't get the logic behind it in terms of how it suits his system. It doesn't make sense. Again, playing Disasi right back. Why would you do that? It's just criminal. We've seen it enough last season with Pochettino. He can't play there. And I know if you've got injuries, fine, but play your right back. How many right footers do we have on the bench? So again, are we player pleasing here? Because let's have it right, the squad's 42-man squad. That's what it looks like to me. And that's not showing intent to win and pick the best players available to try and win these games and stay in the position we're in. And now we're sitting fourth. 4 points City are behind us and 3 points Newcastle. And City have been having an absolute stinker of a season. And yet they're only 4 points.
This is where we got to be careful. And as far as I'm concerned, go back to type. But this is also where we've had this defensive issue in particular for a while, right? And it's almost like a lot of people forgot it. Like it's not there because we're winning games. It's like, no, it's always there, right? And it don't help when you're changing up things like that. You're sticking Disassi on the pitch, for example. And then we're not capitalizing up top with moments that we should be. It costs us. Now we're in a situation where we got to be careful. We got to really be careful. Like, okay, there is a cushion to let these sort of points slip. Well, we can't let any more slip. Like, that's it. We've used up our quota. At this point, it's done. Now we got to really get back to winning ways. If not, it could get sticky. You know, so it's important. But this is where Maresca's got to go back to type. He's got to go back to type, and it's a case of not trying to please everyone, which... Is he trying to please everyone, or is he genuinely just trying to rotate as much as he can? Because there's a difference. If you're trying to match, if you're trying to manage fitness, or you're trying to please everybody, Graham Potter was trying to please everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like that was bad. And I hope Maresca's not doing that. And I hope he's genuinely just looking in terms of pure fitness, because, like you said, you have to rotate. You just don't do it too much. You can't do it too heavy because you've got to keep some sort of core there. If not, you destabilize everything, which is what it felt like happened against Ipswich. So even when we were 2-0 down and you bring on the boys that would normally start, everything's already collapsed. It's already at a point where it's just not going to happen. And you start seeing us miss like sitters in the way that Jackson, for example, missed, albeit he was offside anyway. You just know you're not going to score. So it's always too little too late. And this is with Maresca. It feels like the one thing that I have with him is he leaves things too little too late. And if he were to maybe act a little earlier, like the Ipswich game, half-time things should have been changed. Half-time. And it wasn't. So that's where he needs to amend, I think.
I don't think he trusts the bench. Also, I want to put it out there, like,
yeah,
I think like I feel like he's fired blanks in the last 3 games. Let's have it right in terms of like results and game management and team selection. But at the same time, I feel like he's firing shots to Kerry Winstanley and Stuart Little upstairs and the ownership in terms of he wanted Osimhen. And I personally know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Like I know he was on the phone to him twice. So he was desperate for Victor Osimhen. In fact, he lost his head when he didn't get him. And now he's been forced to play Jackson. So if he wants that striker, you didn't give him it. All these players, I don't believe, are his players. We know that. Most of them were here before he came.
Most of them are not.
Right? So how is he getting backed? And I think he's got a problem, Eunice, right? Every successful team going back, and it's the proven blueprint, is how many players do you have in a squad? About 24 to 25, 26 players.
Yep.
All right. Yep. He's got a squad of 42. How can you galvanize that team spirit, unity? All right. Everyone's got a role to play and keep everyone switched on at a high level if you've got 42 players. It's not going to happen. So
there's a lot of them that are banished at Cobham, innit? There's a lot of them that are separated, basically.
Yeah.
So he's got the 25-man squad, but he had the Conference League to balance everything out now. And now at the moment where we don't have that, it seems results begin to dip a bit. So
my point. Also, with Leicester, this was the time of period that he was dropping points.
This is what I'm scared of. This is my one point, because I think everything he's done up until now is there's a lot of good in it. And I like Maresca. But I can't help but not ask the question. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope going into 2025 now, the second half of the season, I hope what Leicester fans experience is not what we're going to experience. That's what I hope. Because it's happened before. It happened last season with them. I'm hoping that this case isn't going to be the same situation. That's the one thing that I've got in the back of my head going, okay, we'll just wait and see what happens. Hopefully that's not going to be the case.
Listen, I've always said it, right? You can't pin it on this guy.
But of course not.
If you're willing, if these clowns are seriously about, yeah, this is our guy, but it brings me back to the original reason why I hate this ownership. Yeah, is everyone forgets and doesn't understand, or they don't want to understand, or they're too scared to say it. The reality is, it's the model, the recruitment policy, how they do all these things dictates what Enzo Maresca has to do. Like how can you say, yeah, Enzo Maresca, these are all the pool of players, make it work, but I can't use this player because he doesn't play the system I want to play. And if I have to use this player, I've got to play him out of position. How much good is that for me? I've got an influx of players. I can't play them all. And most of them, he knows, being at Man City, they're not up to that level anyway. Even if he wanted to play them, I don't think he would. People go and play Gui. Gui's not ready to play Premier League games. He's just not.
Not fully, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But we ain't got anyone else. That's the problem.
So what does that tell you about recruitment, is my point. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
It's a fucking shambles.
Yeah.
And yet everyone's promoting it, glorifying it, sugarcoating.
But
and they're asking for players' units. They're asking for a striker. They're asking for a goalkeeper. They're asking, even the fucking gaffer's asking for it, which is what I wanted to talk about, is that it's coming out that Enzo wants a striker. He wants a backup midfielder. Well, we've got Uguchuku and Santos. How do you know they're going to do a job? And can he take that risk? We need to get top four. This is no walk in the park. This is no playing games and trial and error. Well, halfway through the season, this is a squeaky bum time right now. Because every other team in the Premier League, they're not going to continue having this form. They're going to come into form at one point in the season. Every team goes through a bad patch, and every team will go through their good patch. And it's all about timing. And if City go on their good patch and they're going to get off a run of form, like they're playing West Ham, they've got no Bowen, they've got no a big up to Antonio as well. You know, I'm very happy he's all right, but I think his career's done. They've got certain players, they've got issues. Like, this is a perfect time for Man City to play, and they'll get 3 points. Then what? You know, all of a sudden, if we slip up, they're a point behind us. And then you got like you're literally clinging on to just fourth spot if Arsenal win today again and go further above us. Like, you can't afford to be mucking about. And 1.5 billion spent, and I'll keep saying it, all right? And everyone's still saying we need to do this and do that to the squad. That tells you everything you need to know about these directors and this ownership. It's not on Maresca. Maresca will be used as a scapegoat. He always will be, just like Pochettino, just like Potter. They will always be used as scapegoats. Yeah. Anything so that the blame isn't on directors and isn't on the owners. And the next ones that will get the blame will be the directors, because ultimately they've had 5 100%. Transfer windows.
100%.
So I can't blame Enzo. I think he's doing a very good job with the amount of experience that he's got, which is not a lot at this level. With the pool of players he's got, he's not my problem. He's not my issue, really. My issue is what you're pinning it on Enzo Maresca, that he doesn't want Felix. I think that's bullshit, right? What manager doesn't want Felix? Let's be real, apart from Diego Simeone, obviously. But what manager doesn't really want this player in their squad? Come on, man. What are we doing here?
We all said it when he signed. All of us were like, whoa, Felix, all right. Yeah, no, I'll take him back. Absolutely. We were all happy.
So like, if you're saying Enzo doesn't want him, why the fuck did the ownership go and buy him then? If you're so-called backing this guy, this is the guy you want. He's the final piece to our project, and to implement a system, and we can dictate him and this and that. Then if he hasn't got a say on Felix, does it matter whether he wanted him or not? He's going to get him either way.
But the truth is, right, and I've mentioned this before, the only reason, if we're being real, we all like Felix and we take him. But the only reason why we went for Felix was to ship off Gallagher.
Exactly. And do you know how
That
they've
was
done
the
it?
only reason. We tried to ship off Gallagher to go and get John Duran, and that it just broke down.
Yeah.
It never happened. If not, we'd be having John Duran right now, but we don't, because that deal just didn't happen. Before everyone, I mean, I know everyone in here doesn't think so, but there's a lot of people that think that the fans are the reason why John Duran didn't come to Chelsea. I'm like, no, what? No. What were you on about? Where's the logic? We tried to get Gallagher to go to Villa, and that broke down. Hence, the whole thing collapsed. Then the whole Gallagher to Atletico Madrid became a possibility. Boom, we get João Felix coming the other way. Simple as that. That was the only reason why we ended up getting João Felix. But he's a good player. He's a good player. At the same time, I can see why maybe Maresca himself, right, despite all of us liking the player, why Maresca might look and go, no, I don't want him. Because he knows what he's going to do with this team. He knows what his blueprint is. He knows what his plan is. If he's looking and going, no, I like the player, but I ain't got a place for him. That could be the case. That maybe was the issue. Maybe. We don't know because we're not there.
So why is he playing Cole Palmer as a number 10? Why doesn't he play him on the right? Why do we have to keep having Noni Madueke all the time?
This is another thing. And that's one thing we've not tried out yet. 10? Yeah, that's one thing we've not tried out yet. Like we've played Palmer and Felix together, but not Palmer stuck on the right and Felix in the 10. We've not done that. We've kind of played both of them down the middle and changed the shape. But I agree at this point, Madueke, bench.
But if they wanted to sell Madueke in the summer like Cucurella, my thing is Felix, right? Yeah. They thought they're clever, but they had to take Felix, like you said, and I know this because of Gallagher, right? To get Gallagher off the books. But what they did was on the books was get the 100% profit on the books for Conor Gallagher. And with the João Felix deal, they can spread that over so many years on the books. So it ultimately looks like, look how much profit we've made this season, even though it's literally a swap deal. It was a swap deal because they were both, 55 million, something like that anyway. And what's his wages? No one even knows what João Felix wages are.
He's not on big money, apparently. He's on he's on less than what he was getting at Atletico. So someone put in the chat as well, very good point. We wanted Omarodion. Do you remember? Omarodion signed up with Atletico. Yeah. And that broke down. Last minute, that broke down. Then all of a sudden, Felix came out of nowhere. So, yeah it makes sense. 2 + 2 = 4. But Felix, if I'm not mistaken, hang on, let me try and find his salary. But he's not on big money. He's not on big money.
And now you got like agendas flying about, and everyone's going, "Oh, you got an agenda on Felix, you got an agenda on Nkunku, and this and that." Someone will be scapegoated. This fan base will always find players to just have a go at and dig at. All right, when in the first place they wanted these players at Chelsea, and now it's like my thing is. We got a serious problem because if you can't keep players happy and it looks that way and it doesn't look good behind the scenes, I'll tell you that now, it don't look healthy. And I think Enzo Maresca is going to struggle with that, and he already is showing that he's struggling with it because he's got upstairs saying, right, you've got to play certain players. Like, for instance, Jackson adamantly plays him. Even when he's been shit, he's playing him and playing him and playing him, right? But yet Enzo Maresca's coming out and saying, if you don't perform, you're going to get dropped. And with Madueke, another one. Madueke training issue. Yeah, all of a sudden he throws him in against Ipswich. He had incredible world-class training in between Fulham game and the Ipswich game to throw him in the team. Like, what are we doing here, bruv? Like, do they honestly think we're that fucking stupid? I find it hilarious. Like, people don't notice these things, don't pick up on them.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. And there's always these sort of things that pop up, right? And I think a lot of people don't try and read them between the lines. They just absorb whatever they're given. This point, the Jackson point, One might argue that there's no availability, or if you do play in Nkunku, I don't think Maresca trusts Nkunku as a striker, right? One of the
Because he's
players like
not.
you've mentioned, one of the players like you've mentioned, doesn't trust the bench in terms of what we have at the moment because there's players injured. But the Madueke thing, you're right. The Madueke thing. Again, is it because of rotation? I don't know, but it does. Yeah, it doesn't add up to me either in terms of him just walking back in, and then he puts another stinker. Like I'm right now. I don't rate Madueke, and I don't think he should be in the starting 11.
No, a lot of these players should be even in our starting 11, but we've been served this by upstairs, and I will continue to put pressure on these clowns. Yeah, the way they've spent the money is just ridiculous. Right?
No, the thing is with the squad and the level that it's at the moment, right? The money that's spent. Some might argue that there's players there that are good players. You know, we bought Caicedo for monster money. He's killing it right now. Or we bought Palmer for a bargain. He's killing it right now. Or we've got Enzo, who's now starting to, unlike before, he's now actually contributing on some sort of a level. Like there are some players, but there's other players. It's all very hit and miss. And after spending 1.5 billion, as you've said, to now, and everyone will agree with this, to then have to, if we do get Champions League football, know that this squad isn't good enough to go and play in the Champions League and the Premier League at the same time. So we have to go back into the market. That's like what's going on here. Why is it so hit and miss? Do you know what I mean?
To back that, because you're spot on, everyone was saying, we've got so much dead wood in our team, our Champions League winning team, Romans team, this and that. Well, that's all gone. Majority's gone. Bar Chilwell, Reece James. Yeah, that's all gone. Now you're talking about more dead wood. We've got dead wood in this squad, the squad that they've accumulated and basically gone in the market and brought in.
I was going to say, the players we're all getting rid of now, we're about to get rid of our players that they bought.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah, for me, that one baffles my mind.
So I don't trust him to spend a penny, bruv. I don't trust him to spend any money.
No, like one example, Casadei is probably off on his way to Italy. Well, why do we get him in?
It's profit. It's just profit. And what they do...
I don't even think we've made money. I think we're going to lose on him.
Well, maybe. Maybe. But they made money on Hutchinson, for example.
Yeah. Who scored against us. Brilliant.
Yeah. They'll make money on Petrovic. If Santos even comes back, they'll make money on Santos. You know, this is their blueprint, is to make money. And all these players, like, for example, you can leave Felix, he's established. Nkunku established. But Noni's not. Jackson's not established. We have to make them established to increase their value. So the more games they play, the more value and they show what they're about, we can flog them off. You tell me, do you honestly believe Jackson and Madueke are going to be here next season? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Next season,
I don't think they'll be here.
Jackson, I think, will.
Well,
Madueke, maybe not.
I'll tell you this, right? John Obi Mikel, yeah? Pushing Osimhen. We need an elite striker. Part of the deal. Yeah? What's he come out and say? He says, the project is working, but we need someone to be there when Nicholas is not scoring. We need a second striker to be there. Come in, take responsibility, win us games. That was my argument and my conversation. So now we've gone from Nicholas Jackson, he's not good enough, and he needs to sort his finishing out, to I've created a monster, to now we don't need Osimhen, we need a backup to Jackson. Get out of here, bruv. Get in the bin. What is this? What is this nonsense?
He's camouflaging, let's be honest, he's camouflaging to try and say, we still do need a striker.
If that's telling you need a striker, saying that it needs to be back up with Jackson when he's not scoring, I don't know what to say, bruv. Yeah?
Because as far as I'm concerned, right, Jackson is all that Chelsea have at the moment. But you can't tell me he's a top level striker. You know? Like, at the moment, we're talking right now, you can go into the market and get one proper. It'll cost a few bob, but you'll get a proper striker in.
Eunice, the fan base are telling us he's the best striker in the league at the moment. You know, he's putting up better numbers than Haaland.
Come on.
Right, what are we doing here? Are they all right? Is this the little wrong-uns that people listen to nowadays? Are we propping Nicholas Jackson to be the guy, bruv, to lead Chelsea to the pinnacle of the Champions League glory, to win a Premier League title when he's missing a chance like that against Ipswich? He was lucky he was offside.
Do you know what I mean? No, because the thing with Jackson, yeah, I've gone and I've tried to. I've listened to him. I've seen like what he's about. When he has scored, what he's missed, and all of that. Right. I have no doubt that in terms of mentally and within himself and what he's trying to do, he has good intentions, and I do think he's got a good mentality. His ability is just his ability. Is just in terms of quality. You give him a ball, and it's just not good enough. Overall, it's just not good enough. If he's in the right place at the right time, which a striker's got to do, and fair play when he is, and he gets a tap in or he hits it and it goes in, fantastic. But when there's moments like, and it's not just one or two, we've seen it time and time again, that miss against Ipswich where he was one-on-one, the pressure's on, your team's 2-0 down, you have to bury this, he doesn't deliver. And it's those moments where you have to deliver if you're going to be number one striker at a club like Chelsea. And if you're not doing that, you're not cut out. That's the problem. So we do need someone who's just better quality. It's as simple as that.
So if we need someone that's better quality, all right, but yet everyone's telling us Jackson's the guy, all right, you got the goldfishes of the world now coming out doing prop for Delap, who, let's have it right, this season, what's he done really? I mean, their home record's a joke, so they ain't scoring and firing at all cylinders. He's not bagging.
I mean, considering it's Ipswich, I mean, no, fair play to him. Considering it's Ipswich and he's scored, what is it, 7? I think now.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, but all right. But is this where we're shopping now?
But no, this is the point. Yeah, this is.
Are we gonna go to Brighton again for Ferguson, bruv? Is this what I'm hearing? And people putting polls up for these players? I'm fucking done with it, man. I'm done with Brighton's and fucking bottom of the barrel teams. Let's go out in the market and get a top class striker. It's not hard. I'll tell you why it's hard, because these players don't want to spend the fucking money. They don't want to spend the wages. They want to buy the little gems. Fuck your little gems, right? Your gems, you bought an array, a pool of gems. We've got a Michael Barrymore swimming pool full of gems, bruv. Yeah? And no one wants to fucking go near them. No one, you can't even sell the players you spent money on. Who wants to buy Disasi and Badashile, bruv, that we spent 70-odd million on? Who's queuing up to buy these two defenders, bruv?
Well, what we were thinking, getting them. Yeah.
Honestly, man, these people, and I blame all these platforms. Like, what are we propping here? Why are we propping this level of striker? Why can't we look at Gyökeres, Osimhen's?
Yeah. I agree.
Finished, complete, ready, Champions League experience. You want to be in the Champions League, but you want to stick up Jackson or fucking Ivan Ferguson up front? Get out of here, bruv. I don't care what and Delap. Whether he's come from Man City or not, I don't give a shit. He ain't going to be another Cole Palmer.
This is what I was going to mention. I can honestly see us getting Liam Delap.
Oh, fucking. Bro.
I can see it.
Oh, what, he's going to come and play second fiddle to Jackson? Is that what we're saying? He's going to come in and play second fiddle, yeah? Should
he play second fiddle? I mean, I don't know.
What's Jackson going to say? Give me more contract extension for motivation because Slosh Potwet's not around.
No, he don't need one. He's contracted till, what is it, 2028 or something?
Yeah, they rewarded him with a contract extension for doing what at Chelsea? What are we rewarding them with? Failure. That's the mentality at Chelsea. Don't worry. No. I don't want any involvement in signings. Well, we know that, Enzo, you're basically a yes man. Fuck me. What are we doing here? I haven't heard anything from the owners about getting top 4. What? There's no pressure to get top 4. You're telling everyone we're not in the title race when we're sitting second, all right? And everyone else is in the gutter and we're still not in the title race. Oh, great. Great mentality instill in all your young players to create a negative mindset. Fucking hell, man. Like, you're scared of failure. This is a failure. A project's a failure. If anyone thinks that this is going to work, and I keep saying it, all right? work at what level to get top 4, and that's it. Top 4 club, get the money in, advertise young players, sell them on Champions League stage. That's the going rate. But are we actually going to win the Premier League? Are we actually going to win a Champions League with this squad? Are these players going to be here for 3 years, 4 years in development to win us these trophies? No chance.
This is why last time we spoke, this is why I said, look, when it gets to end of this season, and we have to get top 4, end of story. What we end up doing in that transfer window, the summer window, will tell us all the answers.
But Eunice, bruv, like, how many more transfer windows? Like, seriously, how many more transfer windows are we going to sit there and go, let's see what these clowns do? Should we? No. What? We're going to take it up to 2 billion, and then we'll go. Let's evaluate it. Let's give it another season. Let's wait on it a little bit. Let's see how these players develop. Fuck off. This mindset at Chelsea, this standard at Chelsea is diminished. All right, it's gone. And I said it's too late. Everyone's bought into it. It's done. It's done out here. Honestly, if we're going to go for another transfer window to go, can they get it right? That's 8 transfer windows.
I'll tell you. No, it's not just about that. It's about the motive, right? For everyone to see clear as day. Because like you said, there's a lot of people that don't see it, right? There's a lot of people that don't think there's any worry to have whatsoever. And everything is lovely jubbly. And why I'm saying what I'm saying, January, this window, don't expect anything. And I don't think not just Chelsea, I think everybody, I think it's going to be a crap window. I don't think anything's going to happen during it, right? Because financially, for a lot of these clubs, it just won't make sense. But going into summer, if we are going to look, if we've now so-called, let's say, a foundation's been built, mistakes have been made, some good players have been signed, we've got a level, we've got top 4, okay, cool. We've got a shirt sponsor now, fantastic. We're going to the Champions League. You can't compete at that level and in the Premier League without having a killer striker. Or let's talk about us. Let's talk about us and what we need. Yeah, we need a killer striker. We need a top-class goalkeeper, and we need one fantastic centre back.
Look, this geezer in the chat going about Jackson, yeah? Let's have it right, yeah? How many fucking clubs are queuing up for Jackson? Is Real Madrid after him? Is Barcelona after him? Is Bayern Munich after Jackson? Who's after this guy? I was used to being served ballaks, bruv. I'm getting rotten scallops, embryos, yeah? All right? We were shopping at Bayern Munich. We were shopping at Real Madrid. We were shopping at Barcelona's this world. We were picking off all the best players, bruv. And now what we got? Fuck off with your dead mentality. What mentality is that? You're protecting mediocrity. For what? What are you holding on for? What are you holding on to mediocrity for? What are you benefiting with that? Are you happy to be a top 4 club? Fucking hell, man. So, 6th place is our reality, bruv. I'm being real with you. Do you really think, have you seen the stats with Pochettino and Enzo Maresca? After 19 games or 18 games, Pochettino's got more points.
I've seen them the first 18.
We got 1 point from 9, and there was 5 or 6 fixtures. I think it was like 18 points, and we only got 4. What's all this noshing off? I don't understand it.
This is why it's not about
data you got to look at.
This is why it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. Like, and this is the case. This is why there was a case towards the end of Pochettino as to is he onto something? Do you know what I mean? But with Maresca, he deserves the rest of the season to see what he can do anyway, and then we can judge it at the end of the season. But you see, the point about Jackson that was made there, yeah. Some people are going to bring up the numbers, and don't get me wrong, they're not crap numbers, but because of what he's missing. You give a top striker everything that Jackson's had, instead of banging 20, he'll bang 30. Do you know what I mean? And it'll get you more games. It'll get you more points.
Where's it taking you? You got Cole Palmer in your team, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
This guy's putting up crazy numbers, bruv.
Yeah. Look at
crazy numbers, exactly. Crazy creation. All right, and we can't create nothing against Fulham and against fucking Ipswich. Oh, we can't finish our dinner. We created chances. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Realistically, No, you're right. Realistically, if a player like Cole Palmer in this position is able to generate that many goals and that many assists, there should be a striker that's got similar numbers. Simple as that. You
Yeah.
see, when Lampard was having a killer season, but you look at Drogba's numbers, nearly the same, if not in some areas better, right? When Haaland's killing it, he comes to City, kills it. What about KDB behind him? He had a banging season. It's the same when Costa was killing it. What about Fabregas? Look at his numbers. There's a blend. It's not just one that's doing it all alone.
Yeah.
You know, Jackson, in terms of his numbers, like I said, it's not disaster, but it could be so much better. Look at what he's missed as well. You put a top striker there, we're burying more games than we did already. We're burying more. And this is where you have to, this is why I said, comes to a striker, you need to have a killer. Look, I don't think we're still in the time now, not just Chelsea, many other clubs, right? Man City were the last to do it with Haaland, maybe us with Lukaku, where you go and you get one of the biggest names, the biggest nines. You know, I think things are starting to divert.
No.
Your point.
I've said that to you before, Eunice, bro.
No, I agree. Hang on. Your point, for example, going after Gyökeres, Sporting,
Yeah,
right? That's doable. That's doable.
Yeah, we're not saying sign Mbappe.
Exactly. Do you see what I mean? There are some strikers there that you can see are a good level. So it can be done, but you need a killer striker.
There's not many. There's not. But what I'm saying is, there's not many at that top level. There's not many, right?
No.
And the ones that are at that top level, like Osimhen, crying out loud, they were happy to take 80 million.
We had that on a plate.
On a plate.
We had that on a plate.
Yeah, literally. And they wouldn't pay over 150 grand a week. So someone explain to me, what is the intent? What's the ambition here?
This is it. It's exactly that. This is why I'm saying, when we get to the end of the season and we see exactly what's going to be done to up the levels in the team, if it's going to be done, we'll get all the answers. At that point, it should be clear as day for everyone to see. There's no debate after that. Because if you genuinely want to up the levels, you know you have to, because we've got Champions League football coming up. Like I said, and why I'm saying it, this squad, the way that it is at the moment, cannot compete in the Premier League at a high level and compete at the Champions League to a decent level at the same time. It's not happening. It can't happen when we don't have the level in the squad right now. It's as simple as that. We've got a Conference League level squad and we can rotate and win games, no problem. But you change that to Champions League, no chance. No,
it's not happening. I'm sorry. You ain't got a front of shirt sponsor. It tells you everything you need to know about how our club's being run. Yeah.
No, we'll get one because of Champions League. If we get Champions League, we'll get one. If we get Champions League, like we'll get the Jordan deal. If we get Champions League.
Yeah, it's all too many ifs and buts. It seems like piss poor planning and management on our club that didn't need all this circus. We're already as top four side. We're already champions of Europe, champions of the world. Why was it necessary to do all this? For what?
Yeah.
And this is my point. I'm not seeing enough. I've watched these games in isolation. Every game I watch us play this season. Do you know how many deficiencies? Do you know how many fucking red flags there are in every single game? And people are too busy on we're back, we're amazing, we're getting goals, we're scoring. It's all honeymoon period. Yeah.
Yeah.
If these lot want to play blind man and go your shepherd, yeah, and that shepherd's Clown Lake. Do you understand me? But I'm not going to be blind man. No chance, bruv. I'm getting rattled. It pisses me off that people still buy into this. People are like, oh, it's on the directors now, you know. Oh, let's see what they do in January. Have you not seen? Have you not got enough of a track record over 5 fucking transfer windows? Is that not enough of a track record, mate? Like, are we? Is that what we're doing here? And it absolutely fucking winds me up.
We won't get anything done in Jan.
But why
And
should you? You spent 1.5 billion. Why the fuck should you have to go in the market?
It's interesting because did you hear John Obi Mikel when he said
I've heard
that?
him too much, man. Biggest brand envelope now.
But listen, when he said, I'm going to paraphrase it, but he mentioned he spoke about the project, and then he said something along the lines of they know who they want to get in and they know who they want to get out.
Yeah. Oh, they decided now, have they?
So
yeah,
we'll see.
Is that like they did the deal for Felix where Enzo Maresca didn't want him, but they bought him anyway? Is it the same narrative as that, or is it changing all of a sudden? And when it all goes tits up, it's all on Maresca. Don't listen. These lot can't con me. You ain't conning me. Yeah, do what you want of me and my channel. I'm still fucking here. I ain't going nowhere. All right, I'm ready to drink their blood. I'll tell you that now. I'm ready, bruv. Big up to Brian. He says, Johnny Eunice and live chat generals landing in 2025. We've just begun and I'm rattled already. And we're on New Year's Day. Yeah.
Mate, have a bevy. Chill.
I got my grandma here, man. You know what I mean? It's gone a bit cold though, but and smash the likes, everyone. Big up Street. He says, afternoon, Eunice. He says, hope you're winning in life. And following the blind man's it's turn left advice. Don't forget to smash the like button on the way out, fella. Come on. Let's go. Big up Stretters, bro. Pista Eros, my geezer. He says, big up Johnny, big up Eunice. Happy New Year to everyone in the chat. Keep landing it. No surrender. Crime Lake out up the Chelsea. Come on, bruv. That's what we got to do, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that that's where we are, bruv. This is where we are, man. It's a must win against another game, a must win against Crystal Palace away.
No, but this one is a must. Like if we don't, then things could be happening badly at that point.
Oh, Fabrizio's tweeted,
saying
Nkunku saying if the player wants on Nkunku saying if the player wants to go, all he has to say is, what is it? Where is it gone? All he has to do is say it. I'm not negative, mate. Yeah, stop saying I'm negative, bruv. Yeah, I'm sick of that narrative. I'm negative, bruv. Why is it me landing it and saying it for what it really fucking is, point blank? Yeah, is deemed as negative because the truth is deemed as negative because you go by the common brown envelope matrix narrative. That's why it's deemed as negative because they're all happy-go-lucky, which is why we are where we are. Oh, don't worry, Johnny. We're sitting fourth. We're booming. We're in phase 3. We spent 1.5 billion. We've gutted our club, and look at us. Everything's working. Gary Lineker, fucking Dumbo, yeah, all right. Says he goes, oh, we should all apologise to the owners that maybe we got it wrong. You know, we didn't see the vision. Yeah, and where's he gone? He's left match of the day. That's going to be all you lot. You're going to be nowhere to be seen. I won't see you in the chat with all, you're so negative, Johnny. But do you know what the difference is with me, yeah? Is that when I know Chelsea are back, I'll know they're back, yeah? And I'll say it. I'll know when they were back, yeah? End of. And until I see that, I'm sorry, you cannot tell me Chelsea are back getting 1 point out of 9 against Everton, Fulham, and Ipswich. And Fulham haven't won at our ground for 45 years. Ipswich haven't won at home for 22 years. And we're back. Get in the bin.
You know what? One thing, I've said this before to you, yeah? And I've said it once on here. What Gary Lineker said, for example, about this approach and the owners and the way they've done it, I truly believe this. And if it were me, I wouldn't do this at all. I know you wouldn't either. But I think many clubs are going to head in the same direction. Hence, you see the levels in the Premier League have just dropped. The levels of football as a whole have dropped.
Yeah.
Right?
I've said it for a long time. Yeah.
I think it's just going to continue. But I think financially, financially on the books, it makes so much sense that I don't think clubs can look elsewhere. Like they'll follow the same way Chelsea are going. I think, without a doubt.
All right. So on that note, yeah, Roman wasn't sustainable. Yeah, but yet we were the most dominant over the 18 years, won the lot, right? But that's not
Oh, we were.
sustainable. All of a sudden now, it's a PR of sustainability when these clowns can't even sustain, all right, what their whole project is, because they have to keep going in and out, backtracking, rectifying all their mistakes, buying players, selling players of their own recruitment, all right? And you're telling me that the new era now of sustainability is let's go through all these teething problems, trial and error, because these clowns just want to make money and these new owners want to make money. All right. But don't worry, over the next 10, 12 years, you'll win one Premier League. Oh, we're going to dominate City, they say. Now we're going to dominate City. City's era has come to an end. Are you that stupid to think that City's era has come to an end?
No, it's not come to an end.
No.
It's not come to an end. But
and how far behind are we at City?
Yep. There is one thing. Not just FFP as a whole, right? But all the financials. As long as the books are balanced and things are looking in terms of profit, I think many clubs are just going to be looking at as priority. Except City. City are the only ones. Liverpool have been suspect in the past, and only now it's proper. They've got a good blend of experience and youth in their team. But only City, I know, in terms of the ownership, I can look at and go, yeah, no, he's about winning. Money's not a thing for him. Do you know what I mean? But the club still has to comply. They've got the whole 115 stuff that's still got to come out. So we'll wait and see what happens. But this is why I think many other clubs, United are going to be the first example. I think are just going to start balance the books.
But
and,
this means
the quality is going to dip overall.
It's got to be scrapped. It has to be eliminated from the game. Otherwise, we're going to get a watered down, filtered down, declining English football.
I agree.
And then all these players are not going to come to English football no more. And the FA ain't going to get their pound notes. And everyone's going to go La Liga. Everyone's going to go to fucking Serie A. And then they're going to build that league up.
Yep, I agree.
So I don't buy into all this. Everyone's going to go into it. There's clubs that have to go into it. We're an elite club. We're the biggest in London. We don't have to be in this process. We're not a Brighton. We're not a Brentford. We're not a Spursy, bruv. Spursy, their owner, is just there to make money. I mean, that's all he's there for. He's an accountant, for crying out loud. That's who's running their club, an accountant. So, you know, they can sack Andrew. Ain't going to make a difference who they bring in. Because, again, it's from upstairs. It's the mentality. Do you want to win or do you want to make money? Do you want to keep buying real estate and milking your supporters that love their club and abuse the love of the fans? And this is where it's going, Eunice. And Chelsea fans are already fighting in the ground, bruv.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I don't think we're an exception. I think everyone's following suit. Money first. I agree, and I think the quality overall will dip completely.
You know these people in the chat that want to give it and all that. Leave them. I want them here. I want them to come back again. I want these lot because before you know it, there will all be Minerals FC ultras, bruv. Yeah, so leave them. Don't block them. Don't time out unless they're racist, unless they're discriminative, unless they're outright disgusting, then yeah. But leave them. You can deal with them. You know that. All my chat is elite, bruv. Yeah. So this is where we are. And there is a decline in football, you know, a massive decline. I can see it. This whole season's been a decline in itself.
This whole season is it. Yeah. Exactly.
And yet we look better than what what our reality is my point. Is if these clubs weren't, even if City were half decent, Arsenal a little bit more decent, Man United not as bad, where would we be? What if, argument's sake, Arsenal did beat us and United beat us? We wouldn't be second. We wouldn't be, do you know what I mean? It's those fine margins. And yet we can't even beat them who are depleted and in the mud. where we're the favourites. When have we been the favourites to play Arsenal over the last 3 years? When have we been the favourites? And we're the favourites this year, and they went 1-0 up. That tells you, man, where we are. And they're out of form.
Yeah.
Like, what can I be positive about? The only thing I can truly be positive about, honestly, is Caicedo, right? Who I wanted. I think he's an absolute top draw player. Like, he is literally a JCB for us right now because he's digging us out of mud, you know, and not even he could do it with Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is a big fucking problem. Big problem. Serious problem in this squad. Yeah. I'm telling you that for free. He's a problem.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I do. I think he's a big problem. All the baggage with him, the fact that he's a captain is a disgrace. He slows us down, bruv. Slows us down, makes Caicedo have to work. Caicedo will probably get injured at this rate if he continues to play with him. We need Lavia back ASAP. All right?
We do need Lavia back, yeah.
Yeah, Lavia our rate, and I think if he stays fit, he can be them two in the midfield really give us balance. Cole Palmer, these are positives, you know. I like Neto, but he's not delivering. I don't want him for defensive work rate. I want him for GA. Sancho, we're getting Manchester United Sancho right now. He's a hot and cold merchant. And he's not. I don't think he's got the mentality. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have that mentality. And this is a problem. A lot of these players don't have mentality because we don't have any experience. We don't have any leaders. So there's no one no one to like show these kids around the block, you know, teach them the streets, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's true. That's the one thing. That's the base of the whole thing from the very beginning. Was that point alone? Because I feel like you sort that point alone. You cut the problems in half. You cut it in half. If we had players that were switched on mentally, they wouldn't have got sucked in by Ipswich in the way that they did. And I'm not talking in terms of the result, the game, the goals. I'm talking during the game, Ipswich were under our skin, and we couldn't control it. And you just can't let that happen, man. You can't let that happen.
Because I feel if we had like that experience in the team, you know, we would have clawed back and probably won against Fulham and Ipswich, or like scored more goals. You know what I'm saying? It's those margins, bruv. But I'm I'm in through the grapevine. Yeah. Shout out Marvin Gaye. What a goat.
That Brentford are 1-0 up.
No. Not that. Although that would be lovely.
They are. They're 1-0 up.
Are they really? Yeah. Apparently, there's a whole PR campaign from the toxic positivity goons that all the players have been fed something, and maybe they've been fed rotten scallops because they're not feeling too well. So that's the excuse if they lose today. No, I've heard through the grapevine that there's a lot of players that have been tested at Chelsea.
Or?
Well, I'll give you a clue.
COVID?
The Ukrainian bolt.
But tested by who?
Who tested him?
Oh, the Premier League.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the Premier League, I've never seen it done before where the Premier League go, okay, we're going to test the entire team.
Not entirely. Not the entire lot.
So who then?
Certain players being tested. And they all know about it behind the scenes in the club. They all know what the results are for Mudryk, but they haven't released it yet.
No, of course, we all know what's going to happen to Mudryk. It'll be a miracle if it comes back negative. It never happens. Yeah. It's always positive. So he's in trouble.
Yeah, I think they're waiting to see what the results are. It's not looking good behind the scenes, and I think there's a lot of divide now. I think Enzo Maresca is struggling with the dressing room. And a lot of players are seeing the way certain players are being treated. And they don't like it. You know, these lot of human beings, they're young players. They've got a lot of money thrown at them, but they still got emotions. They've still got feelings. They've still got principles, you know. But it brings me to one last thing. Big up to F1 fan. He says all the toxic positivity merchants get in the bin. Facts. Loyalty in this game has died. Seriously died. It's dead.
It has.
There is no loyalty, and I think you're seeing that with Trent right now, where the dippers are crying their eyes out like Liam Gallagher in Porto. But the reality is, why would this guy stay at Liverpool when you've got the opportunity to go Real Madrid?
Yeah, why?
It's about themselves. They're in it for themselves. They're not in it for you lot.
Of course.
They do all this, kiss the badge like Enzo did for Benfica. Mwah, I'm staying, and then fucking 3 days later he signs for Chelsea. There is no loyalty in the game,
mate.
That's why I'm struggling. I want to say this. I'm struggling personally to connect with a lot of players. Like, I've had connection with Chelsea and I've had connection with all our players, bro. Yeah. Whether I don't rate them as much as the others or whatnot, there's a connection there. I've got a connection with Casado. I've got a connection with Cole Palmer. Very few players, Reece James, obviously, Chilwell, that served at our football club. But there's a lot of players in this team that have to earn their stripes with me. And it's like, I'm not going to back blindly. You have to earn it. Because all I see them as mercenaries, bruv, just coming in, getting a get-out-of-jail-free card to sign for Chelsea on wages and on 8-year contracts and go, that's me done. I'm made. I'm living it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. The modern day now, yeah, you're completely right. Footballers are not in it to be loyal or that anymore. That was back in the day. Back in the day, that died. I would say post 2012-ish, just after we won that Champions League, right? After that, things started changing slowly. But you could argue it probably started even before with some players. But there's a lot of players now that are just in it for themselves. It's themselves first, their careers, their pockets first, and then the rest later. Whereas before, there's examples. Look, Stevie G had tons of chances to leave Liverpool, never left. That's loyal, right? He stayed to the end.
Yeah.
And some would argue that was a mistake. He could have come to Chelsea and won multiple titles. He didn't do that. He could have gone to Inter and won the Champions League there. He didn't do it. Or won the treble there. He didn't do it. He could have gone to Real Madrid because Jose went after him 3 times. He said, I'm staying. That's loyalty. Francesco Totti stayed at Roma his entire life.
Yeah.
That's loyalty.
The
JT,
game had
up until the very end.
The game had loyalty, it had respect, it had
meaning. It had that. But people are not made like that anymore. You know what's funny? I was watching this come out of nowhere, right? And those that know will know. But I saw like Peggy Mitchell, right? Clip of Peggy in EastEnders from back in the day, and I was like, wow, they don't make them like that anymore, do they? Like, you don't get that sort of that respect, that old school mentality, that traditional way, like with her, for example, old school East End, like that's gone. That barely exists anymore. Do you know what I mean? So that's
it's the way society
as a whole is crumbled. Society as a whole has crumbled, and football is just a reflection of that.
Curses landed it there. He's when we talk about loyalty, Ryan Giggs, I mean, he was so loyal to Manchester United, but not loyal to his brother, was he? Not loyal to family and blood, but he was loyal to Manchester United.
Mate.
Have it right, bro. Fucking bars landing everywhere, bro. Obviously, Nutty Blues insisting, Eunice, would you play Peggy Mitchell and Astrid? Eunice has moved to Lily Phillips now. You would do Lily Phillips, wouldn't you?
Come on. No, let's not speak ill of someone like Peggy Mitchell. Yeah. Let's have some respect around here. Let's have some decorum.
Peggy Mitchell's a goat, isn't she? She's like one of the OGs, you know what I'm saying? Like
proper.
Short. You know what they say about short ones. But I'll say this, right? I've seen now the new saying for the slosh pots is slazzer. Or slazzer. Is it slazzer? Slazzer, like slazzer, So they're doing podcasts now for saying, look, I'll shag whatever. You got one of them, absolute weirdo. I mean, gaunt-looking thing. Looks about 40. He's going to universities now. They've upped their game. They've upped the levels, and they're giving him unlimited time.
It's wrong. It's rotten. It's absolutely rotten. You see what I mean? This is what society has become. Not long ago, people would have been destroyed or demonized completely for doing something like that. Now it's accepted. No problem. Yeah, have a podcast.
Yeah. Talk
You know
about
what I mean?
how
And
many.
people look at it like it's normal. They're like, yeah, no, I would. What? It's twisted. It's twisted. But again, society as a whole has crumbled. So everyone now is in a state of, I'm in it for myself. Screw that.
Yeah.
Screw everyone. I'm going to do what I got to do for me. Footballers are no different.
No,
Save your own skin.
Yeah. It's like footballers get cheered on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now the women want to be cheered on. You know, clearly.
Yep.
Big up to Said Zadie. He says, what do you guys think's happening with the club if top four's not happening this season? Oh, fucking hell, bro.
I'll kick off.
I mean, I'll tell you this now. Minerals FC will be a danger to everyone. You know,
I can imagine it. I hope it doesn't get there, man. Like I said, we must. There's no alternative, or there's no we came fifth. No, there's none. There's a line that was set at the beginning of the season. End of story. We must. If we don't, heads will roll.
They'll find an excuse. The PR will be rolled out somehow.
For me, there's no excuse. There's none.
No. I feel sick thinking about it. If I'm being honest, it makes me want to just like smash everything because I can't take it. It's too much. It is too much.
And we should. Let's be honest. We should get top four.
What do these people think? Cole Palmer's loyal to Chelsea and he's going to stay? Well, even if we get top four, do you think he's going to stay? They'll do what they're doing to Trent. They'll groom him through the Euros and say, "Oh, come to us. We'll pay the money."
Oh, Real Madrid are by the way, Real Madrid. They'll let you know maybe about a year or two in advance. Don't worry, we're going to come in for you. Just wait. Yeah. Don't sign anything. Just wait. Right? Run your contract down. 6 months left to go. Oh, by the way, we want that player. It's insane.
And let me remind all you slot machine merchants, all you dippers, all right, and all you Trent stands. Let me remind you something, that Trent was always second on the list to Reece James.
He was.
Because Real Madrid were grooming Reece James for 2 years, mate. Yeah? He wouldn't have even been on the menu. So Trent, think twice about what move you make, because you're always sloppy seconds, mate. Because Reece James is clear. End of. Even when he's injured, with cheese strings as ligaments, he's still clear of Trent.
To be fair, if he wasn't injured, right, to this point, mate, what's happening to Trent now? It'd be Reece James and Chelsea instead.
Yeah.
Easily. But Real Madrid, no, they can't take that risk. So off to Trent it is. The next one.
Don't worry, guys. Yeah, Forest have got a great centre-back pairing. We'll be in for them in January and the summer. We'll probably sign them 2 centre-backs.
We probably will.
We'll go and get Ivan Ferguson from Brighton. And we're going to kick on in the Champions League. We're going to win the lot, aren't we? Because Siri Merchant craves to be in the Champions League. We need to be in the Champions League, guys. Yeah, we're doing a fucking shit job in us getting there. But you want to sit there. Where are they? I want to ask these lot. Where are they? Where's all the PR from these lot? Why are they showing? What's happened to the Civil War? Are we going to get the Civil War back when it all goes tits up again? Are we going to have the Civil War brought into the PR Happy Meals?
I don't know about you. We've not seen Todd Bowley for a little bit.
No, he's been feeding Mikel brown envelopes.
No. We've seen Barley. We've seen Clear Lake. We've seen the directors. We've not seen Todd Bowley. Unless anyone else has, then let me know. But I've not seen Todd.
Can I show you something? I see this the other day. Do you see Who's doing McDonald's? You won't eat here ever again. Can you see Ben Jacobs? You can't see
No
him.
way. Is that Ben Jacobs?
Yeah, look at him, bruv. Peter Happy Meals, mate. Yeah.
I'm there like, yeah, no, hang on. Is that Ben? I'm like, okay, yeah. Bloody hell.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm literally I'm ready for the next game. Let's go. I expect nothing less than a win. End of, bruv. Like we ain't got Galadog in the midfield to score the screamer as a winner. So let's see who else is going to score a screamer as a winner.
Yeah. Let's see.
Arsenal level. There you go. They're going to kick on, mate. I'm telling you, man, they're going to kick on, bruv. They're going to. How many points will they be above us? Is it 5 points? Then will it be 5? Are they 3 points above us at the minute?
Hang on. I'm checking now. When it loads.
Guys, smash the like button. The likes are poor. Let's get the likes up. Subscribe to Eunice. Get him to 200k, and subscribe to Minnings FC. There'll be 8 points if they win. What? They're 5 points clear already? Surely not.
Yeah, 1-1. Gabriel Jesus. And are they already 1 point? They're 1 point ahead of us, aren't they? So it'll become 4 points if they win today.
Really?
Surely.
Are you sure about that? Let me have a look, bruv.
37, 35. Okay, no, they're 2 points ahead of us at the moment. If they win, it becomes 4.
Right, 4 points, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest in the title race. They're happy to say they're in the title race, but we're not.
But let's be honest, Nottingham Forest are not in the title race.
Imagine if they won it. Can you imagine if he won
No,
it?
I've said this about Chelsea. If it gets to March, right, and we're all still there, oh yeah, at that point, of course, because it makes sense. There's just not many games left, and it makes sense. If it's all mathematically possible, then of course you're in it.
Yeah.
But no, the Forest are going to fall off, surely. Unless they do a Leicester. They're going to fall off.
Yeah. Trev can't play against us, by the way.
No, he can't. He can't.
That's the only saving grace we got. You know that?
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing that keeps us, makes me feel a little bit more confident.
Palace have not been playing well. 15th, behind United. I mean, wow. But then again, Ipswich were in the relegation zone, so you know,
it's a must-win game, bruv. I mean,
it's a must. You can't come out of Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, and Palace with no wins.
No chance, bruv.
No, that's when this game will tell us whether we are on a downward spiral or if we've corrected ourselves and we're back on the way up. This game will tell us.
Yeah.
We have to win.
Facts. What you got coming up, Eunice? Are you doing any uploads today?
Yeah, there will be there will be later on. All the latest and what's going on. I think a Man United upload as well. Preview coming out for the Palace game. We play them on. When do we play them? Monday.
Saturday. No, Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday.
What am I on about? Saturday.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, Saturday. So preview for that on Friday. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do I'll do a preview for that, and whatever else comes out. I would like to speak on United, actually. I would like to speak on United because there's a lot to say really with that club.
Yeah, they're a mess.
They're in the gutter.
Yeah.
Like they're actually in the gutter.
And they got Liverpool this weekend.
And that could be bad. Like,
yeah, very.
Like, this is what I say to people. This is why I said to these platforms, what are you coming at your gaffers for? Because gaffer ain't got. It's not. It's beyond that. And this is years of damage, by the way. It's not just, oh, Ten Hag's come in for the last 3 years. This is years of the Glazers, bruv. You know, I don't want this at my football club. I really don't. Because don't forget, once they spent all the money, these owners are not going to dip in their pockets again to buy players. So it better work. You know what I'm saying? But listen, everyone smash the like button, hit the subscribe, put all your comments down below. Respect to Eunice coming on. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you're winning in whatever you do and in life. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back. You know me. Keep your noties on. Keep me on Twitter and that. Eunice will be landing his content as well. And we'll be back again, me and Eunice, I'm sure, maybe after the game or something. We'll do another one. But listen, thank you very much for supporting. And we'll leave you with our Don Roman. Let's have it right. Salute to our Chelsea old boy. We see things they'll never see. And to all the Chelsea, no surrender, on air, win, lose or draw, Clown Lake out from me is what it is. If you don't like it, then jog on, you know what I'm saying? But respect, big up to you, Eunice. Thank you, my geezer. And we'll see everyone shortly, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Roman Abramovich.